Guys are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. I'm Mike Goodman. Along with me is Matthew Bayuk, and we're here for the Outlaw Racing 2022B OSCA announcement. And before we get things kind of kicked off here, Matthew, a lot of speculation kind of coming in here tonight. We'll be talking with the Outlaw team owner, Johnny Eckert, here in just a minute. But any predictions, Matthew, of what this announcement could be?
I can tell you that there were a few rumors before. One of them has been quelled since Johnny has started talking about running next season and how the start's going to be. May sound a little silly to them now that I know it's completely false, but some guys I was talking to thought that they were leaving OSCA, but I don't think they're going anywhere. So to be honest, I really don't know what it could be. It could be some kind of sponsorship, some kind of partnership, or I don't know. We've got a couple guys for it, so we'll see. I've got no idea.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's kind of a head scratcher here. I'm itching to see what goes down here, and we'll definitely have some questions answered. And anyone listening in or watching, I guess we can say, in the YouTube chat, if you have any questions, we'll try to get them to Johnny and what the announcement is. And I guess without further ado, here we can get to the press conference here. I believe if we're ready, and there we are. We got Johnny Eckert, owner of Outlaw Racing, and now the newly appointed three-time champion, and DJ Weeks alongside in the blue hat and the nice goatee there as well. But without further ado, Johnny, you can kick it off and make your announcement here.
Yeah, so after what Matthew just said, it's been rumored that I'll be retiring at season's end. But yeah, I'd like to officially confirm that I will be stepping away from OSCA at the end of the season, which obviously has just passed. It's been an extremely successful 469 days to be exact days since my first start at Dover in season 1. But I really, first off, want to thank Carlos, 3Y TV, and OSCA for putting on this press conference. I mean, this is something awesome, something special. So I'm glad to be a part of this. But yeah, second, I have to thank Johnny Thomas and the admin team at OSCA, all of their sponsors, Brantley Roden of Harpoon Designs for supporting me this season. Ran that awesome car and came home with a bunch of great results and ultimately a championship. So I want to thank them. Couldn't have done it without them. Wouldn't have been here at all if it wasn't for them. Third, I really have to thank Pro Air Medical Supply and Equipment for supporting Outlaw as a team this season. It's been a huge success for the team. For DJ, who's running one of the cars, and Zach Roethlisberger, among a couple, who was driving the 98 this season. Without them, I wouldn't be where I was this season, and the team wouldn't have been as successful as they were this season. But with Outlaw seeing a huge shift in his driver lineup with me, and more from DJ here in a little bit, but we currently do not expect Outlaw to return to OSCA next season. With the success that we've had, if this was our last hurrah as a team here, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've had 14 drivers make Premier Series starts with us, 34 wins coming into tonight, 34 wins in 398 starts. So that crossed the 400 threshold tonight. 231 top 10s and 137 top 5s. So it's been an extremely successful season. 1,300 laps led amongst all 14 drivers, and we've been super successful. I really got to thank Vic, Dallas, and everybody at the league for having me and allowing me to race. And 3-time seems to be a magic number with me. This isn't the first time that I've quote unquote retired, left a league. But I don't know. You may see me somewhere along the way, but right now I'm not expecting to be making any starts in 2022B, and from there, into the future, you never know what the future will hold. But for sure, 2022B, I don't think you'll see me or Outlaw. But yeah, over to you, Mr. GM, DJ Weeks.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on that. I don't think I'm coming back next season. Hopefully Vic will put me on the sub list. I might try to make a start or two. But yeah, like Johnny said, thanks to Pro Air for sponsoring us this season. Been an honor to represent them, and I don't have the stats that he does. He's like the stat man, kind of like Bayou. Them guys get along really good. But thanks to Vic and Dallas for letting me race here for 3.5 seasons. Fun, a lot of ups and downs. Fun overall. And Carlos for broadcasting these and talking to me, and it's been a pleasure, boys.
441 days since your first start as well at Michigan in season 1. I really did some work into this.
I wanted to win tonight just because I started my career at OSCA with a win. I wanted to end it with a win, but it wasn't meant to be tonight.
So now that kind of the announcement is made, what kind of led you to Outlaw Racing, you guys as a whole, to make this decision?
Yeah, for me at least, I've been doing this for a little over a year now, and OSCA's been my primary series. I've run in a bunch of different leagues and run around, but OSCA has been the focal point, and I've had a lot of success, and sometimes you kind of want to end it while you're at your peak. So for that reason, I'm kind of happy to go out on a high and try to keep it like that. But there's some changes in the future. I think I'm not exactly sure what's to hold. What exactly is the future is going to hold. But I think in a few weeks' time, you'll probably hear a little bit more. But I think it was just kind of the perfect time. Like I said before, three championships, 3 in a row. Before in another league, I had 3 and 4 seasons, so kind of just seemed like the perfect time. So
that is a perfect time to wrap it up. DJ, what about you? You talked about being a sub driver where Johnny is not. What kind of led to your decision to make it?
I think we're just all tired. We've been going hard for the last year in multiple leagues. And this one was a challenge. The gift kept us honest all season, and we really were trying as a team at the end to just capture that one more time. And obviously we're going for individual titles, but Johnny had such a comfortable lead that we wanted to end it on a high note, and you just get tired. And someone else can go get that glory. It's fun. Like, so targets on our backs, but we're not going forever. I'm not retiring. I'm just maybe a year off will do us well, and maybe we'll come back.
So maybe talking about more of taking a breather than full on quote unquote retirement for both of you.
Potentially, never say never, right? Who knows? Vic might change cars and might give us some interest again to come back and see what we can do. Track layouts, we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see what's best for the team.
Yeah, you never really know what's to come. Time goes quickly. Things change even quicker. So you never really know. But for us, and it's been a very interesting season. I mean, this was my first foray with sponsorships and getting on track every week. But I think there's a lot more to come. I think I think this could also be a big thing. Target was on my back this season already. I mean, it was already on my back last season, and everybody wants to be the top dog and everything, and before we get knocked down maybe, but it's been a lot of effort, it's been a lot of time, a lot of commitment across the board, and it's time to, I think, try change it up a little bit, do something new, and see what happens. But I once again thank Vic and Dallas and everybody who supported OSCA for everything they've done for all these seasons, and I appreciate them having me. I mean, Vic knows I've been a major pain in the butt to him at times, but we started to get in a stride more as the season went on, and especially this season. Last season was a different story, but constantly butting heads. But it's been something awesome, and you never know what's to come, like DJ said, and maybe in a year or so we'll see. But yeah, for now, I guess this is goodbye.
Matt, you got anything for the boys?
Yeah, in the booth, I do have to say it. Like, I do have to remain as neutral as possible about everything. But obviously, as the guy that co-owns Shift Esports with Seth Rawls, I do have to say, GG's, good game. It was a good fight all season. You know, we when we came in season 2, we were like, man, Outlaw, it's not even close. Like I think the gap was like 200 plus points for you guys, and I want to say, and I've actually got it pulled up right here. You and ID Racing, and then season 3, we got a little closer, but you guys had like twice as many points. So our goal this season was we tried to take the fight to you guys all season long because that's just what Outlaw had built up in OSCA. And in the end, you reigned supreme, anyways. But it's just Johnny. It started off poorly for you and got so good towards the season end, and DJ turned it up like 10 notches once the playoffs started, and everything came together at the end, and you guys still kind of won everything. So it was just, even though it was competition, it was still nice to watch from a spectator standpoint. Everything comes together so nicely for you in the end.
Yeah, I think to myself often about you sitting in the booth and watching what's going on with your team, because that's difficult. It's really difficult. I've been there. I've had a league where I was sitting out and watching what was going on, and it's like you have to be impartial. It's just especially when you're in an important role, and you have to be impartial to what's going on. But ultimately when the race is over and you go back talk to the guys, it's like, well, what happened? Why didn't it? What worked? What didn't work? And you try to figure out what's going on there. And something that I think we just really jived so well together. And when Dylan stepped away partway through the season, I mean that was a big challenge for us as a team, because we've been it was the four of us. It was me, DJ, Robert, and Dylan for two seasons, and then going into this season, we had brought Zach in, who was originally only supposed to do part time, and it ended up running the first half of the season anyway. So when he stepped away, it was just a bit of a shock. But with Kian coming in, he was just incredible. I mean, he got multiple wins. I think he ended up with 3 wins this season. He scored team points in 7 races, and he's in 12 starts coming into tonight. So that's a big thing, right? Is I don't think we would have been in the position we were if it wasn't having someone like Ian, taking over the car, and having someone like Zach and all those other guys that were in the 98 throughout the season, that everybody stepped in when it mattered. And it's a hard thing to come across, but it's that environment that we try to keep up, and I think it's worked so far. And I think it worked ultimately in succeeding with championships and stuff like that. But I think going into next season, though, one thing you had mentioned too was ID Racing kind of being there. The team's landscape is such an interesting dynamic when it comes to leagues, and I know that I know there are going to be changes next season into the way the team situation works, but knowing 2 seasons ago, it was ID Racing. Last season, I think you said it was Shift. Kind of where it was a battle. It was a different battle between teams every year, and this might be a good opportunity. Shift will probably end up being the target people. You guys will have your target on your back now. But you're going to see different teams step up and take over those roles, and it'll be interesting to see. So we'll still be watching, so we'll definitely take interest in how you guys get on.
I just did want to say it was fun. I just wanted to say the whole thing summed up. Congratulations, because we are going to miss having the battles next season.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we do have a couple questions in the YouTube chat. The first one is from Davis Warren and says, Johnny, where are you going? He's kind of curious.
Yeah, we got I don't know, we got a couple things in the works that we're looking at, but it's time. We're at the top. It's not we're not going to start a season and kind of shift throughout. Hop out midway through. So. I think decisions got to be made early. Got to be made now. Let the league have time to process a couple cars. Maybe not being on track next season, and for us just to kind of figure out where we're at.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into David Westergreen kind of asking what's next, but we do have a little bit more lighthearted question here from Adam Tepe. It says he has a question, and he's like, "How can you just leave, Johnny? He never got a chance to wreck you, and he's saying this is a travesty."
Well,
What is your
depending on
response to that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, I don't know. Maybe depending on what the ladder series is, I might make a start there just so he can
Have a shot.
wreck me there. I'll have to dump him first, though. I guess, right? I think that's how that works.
Well, I don't know if Adam sees it that way. We'll have to see, but um, so kind of as you alluded to again, Outlaw, that's kind of your team, but we've seen guys like Kean Raleigh that's looking for a full-time ride next season in OSCA. I don't know if you were even still kind of in the mindset or the will to kind of field other drivers besides you two guys to be out there. That doesn't sound like it's going to be the case.
I'll leave that to DJ. I think he's got a better answer for that.
I honestly, I don't think we're not sure yet. Part of racing together is we're always helping each other, and I don't think we can help people if we're not here with them. Someone like Kean doesn't need necessarily all the help, but if we were to bring in other guys, trying to help them out would be virtually impossible. So I'm not sure what Johnny wants to do yet. But obviously, it's up to him, the big Kahuna here. So we'll talk about it and see what he wants to do. But as of right now, I don't think we have any plans for anything. So
yeah, DJ's been we've that conversation has come up a couple times. I've been in talks with a couple of guys that have been, obviously, from a team perspective, someone like Ian would be, perfect to keep on board. I mean, he's been, just like I said before, just been spectacular. And there are a couple other guys that, if we were around next season, it would definitely interest me to bring on. But the difficulty comes then if we're not going to necessarily be here or not. If we were watching or spotting or something, it might be a different story. But the potential that we're not, not going to be here or be around for the races at all, it makes it difficult. And then who becomes the team leader at that point, right? And you don't want to just throw that on somebody on the team and just kind of be like, just figure it out. It's for me, it's a calculated thing. I don't want to just have a bunch of people just, that have no, cohesion, no, no sense of unity within a team, pushing in the same direction, that kind of thing. I don't want to just have it be like that. So, we'll keep talking about it, but right now, we don't really have the plans. And now the silly season, I guess, and the off season and silly season officially started. It might be difficult the longer this goes on if we don't make a decision or if we opt to not do it. But if we opt to and we wait too long, it's gonna be hard to get drivers. So longer this off season goes, the more unlikely it's gonna be. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that was about it for the questions. Just had a comment from Dallas Myhan, said you're welcome back anytime, and I'm sure you know that. We do have Vic Bloom. I don't know if he wants to say anything to you. Just before I kind of hand it over to Vic, I'll just have to say, especially for you, Johnny, always loved interviewing you. It's always entertaining time, and as far as both of you out on the racetrack, being up in the booth, kind of watching you guys compete week in, week out, and even any drivers that you put in Outlaw racing Chevy, it's always been fun to watch because you guys were going to give it 110% every lap, and it always kept things very nice and interesting for me and Matthew up in the booth.
Yeah. Yeah, just real quick. Yeah, I was just thinking too, I just gotta, I mentioned Pro Air Medical Supply, but Zach has been a huge part of that, and we give it 110% even when it involves driving over our teammates, which is a very rare occurrence, but when it happens, it shakes you to the core. So good job to me for that one. And but again, it was just to reiterate about the team cohesion and stuff. I drove through Zach. I had to sit with him in the season finale night, and first thing out of his mouth was just, "Don't worry about me, just focus and go do what you got to do." So it's a strong group. It's certain you don't get that from everybody. You don't get that answer that reaction from everybody. And I got to thank him for supporting with pro air, supporting the team, and just being a good friend and good good teammate. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think you had a strong team, that's for sure. I don't know if Vic has any comments or questions for the boys.
Yeah, actually, so DJ, I'll start with you because you mentioned it. You were questioning whether you were going to be on the approved sub list. You are. You and Johnny both are welcome back anytime. Like Dallas said in the chat, absolutely loved having you guys. It's gonna be weird not having you guys out there, but I know we'll get through it. Some people are probably gonna feel a little weird about it because it's gonna be a little strange for a little bit, but that's okay. I really do I appreciate both of you endlessly, and Johnny, you're definitely a big pain in my ass, and I'll say it. I don't
Yes.
care, but you're a big pain. But I honestly, you always bring up such a good point. You and Tepe in the group chat keep me kind of to a point where I have to understand that like you guys all always have a point. Like it's not just you saying something endlessly and pointlessly. It's, you guys always have a point. Is do a great job, and it's gonna be so weird not having you on track and not having you in admin chat. And honestly, I wish you the very best in whatever you do go and do. You and DJ both, and just Outlaw in general. I really do wish you guys all the best. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us. And just thank you for taking your time and just being the best drivers you can be. And Johnny, you're going to go down in history as probably statistically the best driver in OSCA history. Whether you're back later on down the road or not, you probably will still statistically be the very best. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, you had me around a couple times, different forms of the league and whatnot. So, I thank you for having me back at all those times and those couple times. But the team has always been a strong part of me. And when DJ came around last year and started to race here with me, and it the team became a bigger thing for me. And I don't know where we'd be without it. This I don't know that I'd have the same success that I did if it wasn't with the guys that I raced with at Outlaw through these years. So, or through these seasons. But we've had a couple really good races. Daytona with Robert winning a couple years ago, 1, 2, 3. We had Watkins Glen 1, 2, 3, and it's just yeah, it's going to be weird seeing OSCA move on. It's going to be weird, I guess, for some guys out there. But I thank the community of the league. I thank everybody also just for being so awesome. This season, and I've had my run-ins with people, but it seems in general that we're on good footing. So yeah, never know what's to come. But thank you again.
Yeah, thanks, Vic. I haven't forgot you put me on my lid at Charlotte though. So I haven't forgot that one.
So
I hear
it's
about that
okay.
every once in a
I
while.
also haven't forgotten it.
I think the whole field hasn't forgotten it because I think I was running third at the time.
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't make friends that day.
Oh, don't worry. DJ didn't make friends either because he also ended up pitting one time. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to pit this time," and then last second cuts into the inside of that wall at Charlotte, and he made it
Here
down
we
pit
go.
road. I
Here
didn't
we
make it
go.
down pit road, but we're still living to talk about it. So
Here we go. Every day.
team rivalry. Yep, absolutely.
Since we're talking about memories, what are some of the best memories that you can take away that you've had in OSCA? This is for both of you guys here too. I know one of mine is on the pace lap. You probably knew this was
Oh,
coming, Johnny.
I walked into
At
that one,
Atlanta
didn't
by
I?
chance?
Yeah, it was at Atlanta for
I remember this one.
Yeah, I believe it was one of your first races up in the booth, and we got to see
Oh,
Johnny's. Was it one of your first
I
races?
believe I was on the same row or right behind him.
Oh, you knew
Pacing.
you were racing it,
Scared the
yeah,
crap
and
out of me.
kind of spun out, and hey, you still rallied, and I believe you ended up in victory lane that night too. So hey, you redeemed yourself, and a lot of other fun moments, and as I think Carlos even said in the YouTube chat, it's not coming Rome, it's finally Rome now. Now that it's end, but I guess for both of you, maybe we'll start with you here, DJ. Since we let Johnny kind of steal the mic here, what's kind of
Always
some of the
steals the mic,
takeaways?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
usually how
What
it
are
works.
some kind of your best memories?
I have two. So my first one was last season at Richmond truck race, because that was a race where we had pace, but we also were committed to saving just a little bit of fuel and watching everybody like scatter with different strategies. And we stayed committed to what we were doing, and we didn't put each other in a bad spot. Even though he maybe had a little bit of better run on some laps, we knew what we had to do as a team to just dominate that race. I think we won by like almost a full lap from the field, and it just felt good as a team. And then this past Xfinity race at Dover, both races, all the whole team, Kian, Zach was there. We just laid it on the whole field, both races, and that just shows the team when we're committed. And we talked to, Johnny came in and said that I showed him something at the end of race one that he picked up, and that's what we did as a team every single night. Is if someone figured something out, it went through the whole vine, and we raced as a whole team every single time we got on the track. And that's something I just saw on Twitter, like teammate wreck each other for winning. Like one guy finished 15th, one guy won, and we never did that to each other. So that's my favorite memories, is just being a one big team and caring about each other and doing well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, wholeheartedly. I mean, you know, Bristol was a big one last week. Just coming home 1-2 in such a chaotic track. I mean, that was a big thing for me. But you know, I've had a lot of success at Watkins Glen, but the one race that probably meant the most out of all of them was when we went to the boot, because I think Vic had it in his mind that the boot was gonna throw me a curveball or something, and it was gonna give someone the opportunity, and I was here to say no way. So yeah, no, that one definitely rings strong. I mentioned the Daytona 1, 2, 3. I mean, that was a great race. I mean, we had so much fun in that one. We were all committed to each other. You know, I told DJ told Robert, we were 1, 2, 3, that we weren't getting off each other's bumpers, and that was going to be the way that we were going to finish, one way or the other. We weren't going to scatter. We were just going to get to the finish line together as a team like that. So that it's moments like that that show you how strong that Outlaw is and was throughout the seasons. But I think the number one race that I go back to, though, is the season finale. I think it was season 2 at Milwaukee, where I won on the technical tiebreaker with Barney. That race was made the boots take longer to lap people. But yeah, no, but that race, the first race in that night, was, I think I ended up winning by 10 seconds or something like that. And that one was just one of those races that it just clicked. And that was such an important night for me, just to prove to myself in some ways that when it got difficult, and when the pressure was on, that I was able to overcome it. And I had a lot of help that day, a lot of mental support, and just kind of help throughout the race, just to keep me focused on what I was doing and not make mistakes. And that was throughout the team. And but it was a superb drive in my mind, at least. And yeah, so those definitely stand out. But like I said, the Watkins Glen 1, 2, 3 also was just for a bunch of guys that aren't necessarily road racers. Dylan, I think it was me, Dylan, and DJ, or me, DJ, and Dylan. Those guys weren't the biggest road racers yet, and to come home with such a strong finish really just was awesome for me. So a couple really really big moments.
Yeah, there's a lot of big moments indeed. And before we kind of wrap things up here, a couple comments that were made here in the YouTube chat as well. First off, with that Watkins Glen the boot race, that was one of the most fun races to call, because it probably led to one of the most exciting moments also, honestly, in OSCA history thus far, is when Westergreen said he made it a little tough on you, sending you through that 360, and you're able to hang on to it and still pass them back. It brought back those memories of Brad Keselowski and Marcus Ambrose battling it
Forgot
out
about that.
at Glen. And that was pretty wild, and also talks in the chat from Adam Tepe as well about retiring the number 90, and Vic even kind of made a comment they just might do that, so that's got to be the ultimate honor to get your number retired in a league. So that's got to feel pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, if that comes to be, that would be pretty awesome. It's the number 90 is one of those odd numbers too. It came out for me as a when I started my first league. I was looking for the number 9 or number 10. Neither of those were available, so I had to choose something else and came up with 90. I'm like, you know
9
what? Let's go
times
get
10.
this. Yeah, there you go.
There you
And
go.
it's an odd number because you don't come across a lot of people that run it. But the people who do generally run it are very committed to it. John Lynch is one who runs the 90 everywhere, and he's been driving every other number but 90 in this league, obviously. And if anybody were to take it over, I would hope he would be the first one to get dibs for it. But yeah, it would be really awesome if the 90 got retired. That would be a top thing for me, that's for sure.
So you're saying we should just retire the number 90?
I listen. That's not my decision.
I mean, what if I give you give you a decision? You have to choose yes or no.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
Well,
I
now the pressure's on you.
Oh my gosh, I didn't expect
See his
this.
head getting big?
One,
Look at
one,
his head.
one final time. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So it's up to you
Oh.
now. It's a yes or no answer.
Retire.
Will I be able to race it?
You got to come back in the 45.
Sure. If
You know
you come back, we'll
45.
unretire it for you.
All right, then do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yes.
You heard it here. The 90's retired officially.
Hang the 90 from the rafters. Hell yeah. Woohoo.
Ooh, I think there's got to be a banner made for that for sure. And that, again, quite the honor there as well. But with that, I think I think we got everything kind of out there now. We'll be very curious to see what you guys do in the future. Hope to see you guys back in OSCA competition or in OSCA in some capacity. Always love having you guys around. It's been fun. Especially at least got to hang with you today in the ladder series race at Nashville for a little bit there. So that was kind of fun. Always enjoyed racing you guys. Run hard. You guys run clean. It's something I think a lot of these guys are going to miss. And best of luck to you guys in the future.
Yeah, thanks so much, and great run tonight, Goody. That was a crazy,
Goody,
that was a crazy cue.
I did shout you out to Johnny. I was like, Goody's right behind me, and I like that. So, because I knew you were going to race me clean.
That 24 up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, with that, we'll let you guys kind of go wrap up the 1-2 championship. That's pretty again a good send off. I think you joined the ranks of like a Ned Jarrett for both you guys kind of retiring on top.
Wild.
So, yeah.
A sim racing Ned Jarrett, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I guess we've seen weirder things, Phil.
I guess instead of Gentleman Ned, we'll call you just stick with Gentleman Popcorn there or something. But
Popcorn man. Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully, we'll see you. Yeah, even some more ladder series races, something I can compete with you guys in. And I guess with that, Matthew, any final comments to say to the boys here?
No. I mean, I kind of, it's fun because we do interviews and you cover like every base, and you're like, Matthew, you got anything? And I'm like, yep, cool,
Yes.
good job, everyone. Everyone did great. No, I pretty much said my piece, the GGs and everything. It's all good, all square.
I think we got to ask if Carlos has any questions.
Oh yeah,
Carlos. No, I gotta ask Carlos though. Is he gonna retire? It's the time to stop. Little meme. Now that Johnny's
Oh, man.
Johnny's the only one that ever does that, so maybe. No, I don't really have anything to say. It's exactly what Matthew said. Goody over here comes, asks every single question you could imagine, and then hits you up with the, do you have anything else that you can think up on the spot?
I will miss though making Carlos stress about me finishing top 3 or winning one of the races. Just having these interviews go on for so long and just thinking to myself, man, Carlos must really be stressing about just it going on forever, because it kind of
it's not that I'm stressing that it goes on forever. It's that I'm lamenting the fact that I'm gonna get less time to sleep.
Yeah, well, good thing you're gonna get plenty of sleep tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey,
Not
tonight
only
was
do
a
you
worthy
got me twice
sacrifice.
tonight.
The worthy sacrifice.
Yeah, this was pretty cool. So thank you for putting this together too. I mean, this is I
Thanks,
never really
Carlos.
thought about doing this. Yeah, thanks, Carlos. Appreciate
I,
that.
I did not think it was going to be this type of press conference, but I really am glad I got to give you this before you go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna miss miss being on broadcast, but I don't know. Maybe down the line again, we'll see.
Hey, maybe I'm speaking for Matthew here too, but you guys could raid the booth anytime you want. Maybe together.
Appreciate it.
Be
Give us the keys, man.
He doesn't care
Give
about
us the
my
keys.
opinion anyways.
So as you
gonna-
can
Oh,
we're
see,
gonna end
you
up-
want the keys? You want the keys? Okay, Johnny, you got the keys.
Woo! Let's go, DJ.
If you forget the keys, me and Matthew will leave the booth unlocked for you. Just hop in anytime.
There we go.
all right, guys.
Awesome.
So now Johnny has the ability to move people and join this and
Uh-oh.
join any channel he wants. So.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
gosh,
There you
I've
go.
done it.
Yeah.
His
I
head
have
just got
done it.
even bigger. Good job. guys.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all he needed.
When you guys are done,
All
just
right.
feel free to step up and stand off to the side, as there are 2 stairs on each side of the booth that you guys can step away from.
You really gonna make me dive? Make me dive over here?
Oh
You
yeah.
have no idea how cramped this is.
I thought you're gonna be like, I'm
Go
not
for
wearing
legs.
pants.
Yeah. Hey, I got the pants
Wait,
on.
you have pants on?
I got pants on.
Man,
Oh no.
Stand up,
Listen.
stand up.
Formal.
let's see the tidy whities.
I'm a pants shorts guy
Nah, I got shorts on.
All right.
and socks and socks
He's
and
got
socks and
There you
socks.
go.
That's yeah. If anybody ever says you swim race with socks or barefoot, it's socks. Socks for sure. Any other answer is wrong. Anyway,
No wonder. No
controversy
wonder
here.
you ran over his teammate that he couldn't stop.
Brakes
Oh
didn't
man.
work. I gotta go talk to Jake, my the mechanic. Didn't
The
do good
fat
with the
guy.
brakes.
Yeah.
Bad brakes.
Put a hole in them brake lines.
Yep. Zach was
Right.
the first victim.
Well, that does happen. Well, again, it's been a pleasure, boys, and again, hopefully we'll see you in some capacity in the near future. I'm assuming we can follow your race team on Twitter to find out some of your future endeavors here.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
guys. It's been fun.
Yeah. Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you all. Appreciate it. And yeah, Carlos, think about that number 90, man. It's the one number that's keeping you from sleep.
I gave you 30 minutes for this press conference, and you went past that. I didn't know
Well, we
how,
blew that budget.
but you somehow went past 30 minutes for this press conference.
Okay,
So
well,
What is burning Vic's money?
I did not plan this because I really didn't think I would need to do any of these today. But the fact that you've gone past the allotted 30 minutes means I have to hit you with one final.
That's the
Time to
outlaw
stop.
way,
It's
though.
time to stop.
Yeah,
time
there
to
we
stop.
go. It's time
Right
to
in
stop.
front of
Erska
DJ.
was paying for this one. The entry fee. Yeah. It's time to stop. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And that will wrap up the interviews or the press conference here for Johnny and DJ of Outlaw Racing, announcing they are stepping down from competition for next season for 2022B. And wow, Matthew, kind of a bombshell. That was kind of what you predicted, but really almost didn't think it was going to come to fruition there.
I mean, he cut it off. I mean, he was like, yeah, the start of the season next year looks pretty chaotic. Oh, we'll see how it goes. And I was like, okay, well, he's not leaving. And then he was like, just kidding, I am leaving. And I was like, okay then. I mean, I didn't expect it, but that's in terms of a bombshell, as in not expecting it. It's a bombshell for the whole league. That totally changes the landscape of things next season.
Yeah, it's going to shake up the landscape definitely, and it's I think something exciting. We've seen this in NASCAR, losing some superstars. I think I've seen a comment in the chat there, like almost like Jeff Gordon stepping away, or when Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr. A lot of these real life that they lose their superstars, and that's just going to lead for the next guy to step up and kind of grab the bull by the horns and take the championship next season. And we look forward to that. I think as we kind of saw some of these guys leaving, there's going to be new faces in next season for sure. and I think a lot of shakeups with the teams and drivers and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
So I think next season it's going to be exciting. A lot of new things going on, and a lot of shaking up to be had. And this silly season, I think we kicked it off here with a very interesting announcement, and I think it's only going to kind of heat up from here.
Oh, pay attention to Twitter. I mean, I'm not gonna leak anything already, but there are new faces on the way. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and there is even a team making their OSCA debut, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. A whole new team coming. They've got a lineup pretty much set up. Um, it's not Shift Esports because we're already here, but I'm just saying there's a lot going on already. I mean, then OSCA and then Outlaw leaving OSCA. That's just more. That is just more happening. It's probably going to be one of the biggest OSCA silly seasons that the league's had since its inception.
Yeah, and if you want to follow that, of course, you can follow OSCA on Twitter at race_OSCA at twitter.com. Be sure to give them a follow. They'll keep you up to date for all the wild, silly season action that's going to be coming into play here. But again, for Johnny Eckert, DJ Weeks just making their announcement again, stepping down from OSCA competition for the 2022 B season. But with that, we'll wrap things up here tonight. And best of luck to Johnny and DJ for future endeavors. And for Carlos, Matt, Vic, and myself, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's press conference. Everyone have a good night now.
Holy shit, you fucking hit me with a bomb, dude.